Hello friends, family and household pets, welcome. I had an impulsive thought about 2.2 seconds ago. I grabbed a pair of hairdressing scissors and I almost cut my own bangs. Like curtain bangs, not like, you know, not like the full bangs, but the side swap bangs. I've got a nail appointment at 2. It's currently 11:30. Honestly, my little brow hack now, I don't ever get my brows done anymore. I have a little like razor and I just brush them down and then I just do the top bits. Grab that spoolie, brush them up, and then I can just pluck the remainder underneath and the Monet brown. I am gonna chuck on a little bit of moisturizer just so my face goes on nice and smooth. I am just taking my Drunk Elephant moisturizer. It's the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. One pump, that's all it takes. Grab that off and just evenly distribute that around the face. I'm going to be taking my Tarte Double Duty Beauty Face Tape Foundation. I have the shade Fair Sand. I've just got my little Morphe fluffing brush. So the story time I'm going to be telling you guys is about my next door neighbour who was stalking me. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I sound like I'm over exaggerating and I never thought those words would leave my mouth. How else can you phrase someone that was doing the things that he was doing? I've lived in my house for going on 4 years. My old bedroom used to share the fence with the neighbour. You know when you know that something's just not right. That is how I always felt about him. At the beginning of this year, 2022, there's been moments where I felt uncomfortable, as if someone is watching me through my window. I have no evidence. I had nothing to go off. Why was I thinking that? You know, you just get in your head sometimes. Taking my 20 Tarte Double Duty Beauty concealer, and I got this in fair beige. At the beginning of this year, I was really into my true crime stories. I was listening to a lot of true crime podcasts. Obviously, true crime is based on some real scary shit. I was going on a lot of hot girl walks. One day, I was out on my treadmill outside, which was, my window was here. It was literally like on the outside bit of my house at my window. This outside part of my house is like, my window is the only one along that you can see into or kind of interact with on that side of the house. I'm just taking my Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder. I have hit pan like to the max. I'm gonna be scraping this. I've just got it in the shade Deep Natural that I'm taking. I'm taking it on like a small powder brush just to set my face. One day I was like, I'm gonna go on the treadmill. I was the only one that used that treadmill and I put it on that side of the house. I was out there on the treadie doing one of my hot girl walks, listening to one of my true crime stories. It was about this husband that like murdered his wife. I was invested into this. I didn't really think much of this at the time because like where my neighbour would sit to smoke was next to my room, so I'd always smell him having a cigarette or something. So I was out there, I could smell the smoke. I'm like on the treadmill, fence is here. I just feel someone go past, but I didn't want to look over because I didn't, you know, I'm on the treadmill, I'm a bit more raised, but I didn't want to look over it. I didn't think anything of it. And then I was like just about to get off. My shoelace came untied. So I knelt down and then I just feel someone poke their head over the fence and start watching me. This happens, I get so scared, my headphones fall out, I look up, I'm like, hi. And he was like, hi, sorry, I just wanted to see what you were doing. You're exercising. I was like, yeah, that is what I'm doing. Why do you care? What's it matter what I'm doing in my own yard? Didn't read too much into that. Did scare me a bit. That was kind of the first interaction. Prior to that, didn't really see the guy. Kind of would just come in and out. Fast forward to, I want to say 3 weeks to a month later. For bronzer, we're taking my beloved Hoola Benefit bronzer. You can never go wrong with this baby. I have been using this since I was probably 15. Be pressing that in and then we can go in circular motions up. Fast forward now, like a month or so. It's 10:30 at night. I was in bed. My blind was down, but my window was open. I was on my laptop and I was editing. You could full hear everything in my room. I had a true crime podcast playing on the TV, of course. And then there was a loud bang on my window. Like it sounded like someone had just thrown something at my window or knocked on my window or something like that. And I immediately, my heart's beating out my chest. I jump out of my bed and I like run down the hallway into my parents' room. I go into them and I go, what was that noise? Was that one of you guys? Like, what was that? They were like, no, we thought it was one of you girls, like me or my sister. I was like, no, like it was at my window. I thought someone was outside at my window at the bins. So at this point, my heart starts racing even more. Once I've done my contour, I grab a little angled brush and we're going to contour the nose. This is my signature look. I've gone in hard with that nose contour. My heart's going pitter patter. Something just doesn't feel right. I'm literally shaking. I don't want to go to my room at this point. My dad goes into my sister and was like, was that you? She's like, no, I thought that was one of you guys. I thought that was out in the kitchen. I was like, guys, no, it was at my head. The dad goes outside that side bit there, sees nothing, hears nothing, goes, maybe it was just a cat. I'm not sleeping in my bed that night. I'm going into my sister's bed. So I go into my sister's room. The next day, I was in my room and I was filming a TikTok. I just hear my parents outside my window, 11:30 midday, just whispering. So I like open up my blind, like, what's going on? And they were like holding some random glass mug. That's not any of ours. Why is it sitting perfectly upright underneath a chair out my window? I don't know whose this is, but someone was in our yard for it to be sitting here, not smashed, out your window. So at this point, I knew I wasn't crazy, that someone was actually there, but who? So the rest of that day goes on. Now we're going to be taking a little eyeshadow brush, same baby, she's like 3 in 1, and just go into the crease with it. Blend that lightly into my crease. That night, about 5 in the afternoon, we get a knock on the door. Dad comes inside and goes, we have nothing to worry about, guys, don't worry. It was just the neighbour's mug. He was just outside having a coffee, rinsing it on his tap outside, shaking off the water, and it's flung over our high fence, glass, landed perfectly facing upright underneath my windowsill, not smashed. And I must mention, this cup literally looked like it hadn't been drunk out of in about 10 years. Like, it was dusty, it had cobwebs in it. Make it make sense. So at this point, I'm like, that hasn't put my mind at ease at all. I had nothing to be questioning. Someone like sus, yes, but why would I choose not to believe that? You know what I mean? I started sleeping with my sister every single night. I did not sleep in my own bed for maybe like 6 weeks or so. Blush time. We love blush. We love blush. We bring her up to the temples too. I finally had just started sleeping back in my room on my own, you know, strong independent queen things. It was a Sunday morning and probably 2 months had passed since the cup throwing. That day I was going to be in a runway for my friend's event. I got up, it was Sunday morning, I got up at like 7:30, I had a shower, washed my hair, went back into my room to blow dry my hair. At this point it's probably like almost 8:30. I'm in my room, I'm in the 4 walls of my own sacred space. I don't have clothes on because I'm in my own room. And I was about to blow dry my hair. It gets really hot when I blow dry my hair. The blind was obviously open. I needed sunlight. I needed natural light in my room. Just taking a little highlighting brush, my Dior Backstage Glow palette, and I'm just going to be taking the top 2 shades, kind of mixing those together, just lightly brushing through both. Probably been blow drying my hair for about 2 minutes, if that. My window's here, my bed is here, and I have like a wardrobe here, and the wardrobe doors are mirror. I just see in the corner of my eye where my neighbour's fence is a hand and a phone just pop up quickly, and I turn around quickly, and as I turn around it quickly goes down. It happened so quickly that I was like, have I just seen something? Did I just imagine that? Was that a bird? Like, I'm moving on to brows. I'm just going to brush through them with a spoolie, and then I'm going to take this Schwarzkopf Got To Be gel. Obviously I'm petrified. I get up so quickly, tuck a robe on, and go into my sister's room. She's asleep. By the way, we were the only ones home at this point. It was just me and her. My parents were visiting my other sister, so I run into her and I go, I'm shaking, I'm crying, you can hear the fear in my voice. The neighbour has just filmed into my room while I'm naked. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Like, I feel sick, like I don't know what to do. Like, do I call the police? What do I do? I've never been in this situation in my life. It's not something I've ever thought about. She comes into my room, she sets up her phone, and if anything was to come up, you'd capture it, right? I go out, I call my parents, I let them know what's happening. I'm like crying at this point. They're like, you're okay. We'll just put some cameras in when we get home. It doesn't take away from the fact of what I had just felt. It was the most uncomfortable feeling I had ever felt in my life. My sister was in my room for about like 10-15 minutes filming. So at this point we think, oh, nothing's gonna happen. So she grabs her phone, she's sitting on the end of my bed, I'm back down on my floor about to start blow drying my hair again because I had to leave in like 20 minutes for this show I was meant to be in. The moment both of our backs were facing, look in the mirror, the hand and phone come straight back up. Like the moment we stop filming, I scream. My sister is like, what the? She runs outside the sliding door, outside to the side bit where we share a fence. What are you doing? Are you like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Nothing. It's just dead silence. Like there is no way someone could move that quickly back inside. He was still out there, just silence. This whole week before this had happened, I was going for runs every morning at like 5:30 in the morning. Every morning he would stand in his driveway and watch me the whole way down the street as I was going for my runs. And I thought, this is weird. This is making me a bit uncomfortable. Why would I go to the police about something like this? They're just gonna say, it's nothing, you don't need to be concerned. Like why would I mention that to anyone? Because I sound crazy. I'm glad I got my sister and she actually witnessed this. I was so emotional I couldn't stop crying because I was like, I'm not crazy. When my parents got home, my dad and I went to the police. They said I definitely did the right thing by going in. Quickly with my wing, I like to do like the outline map of it first and then I just fill in the middle bit. I think it's the easiest way and then you can just fix up any lines you need. They were like, look, obviously you have no actual evidence that this is happening, but we're going to take your word for it and just follow things up. I'm grateful they did and that it got on file. It all got followed up. He admitted to everything. I just knew it wasn't the first time that this had happened in the sense of being filmed. The way it all happened was too smooth. I don't know how many times this has been done, but this is just the first time I've noticed and he's got caught. He put his house on the market, sold it and moved. If you feel like something's off, go with your gut. Don't dismiss what's happening because you're scared people won't believe you. I feel it so heavy in my heart that you just need to, your gut instinct, because it's there for a reason. You never think something like this is going to happen to you. I never thought something like this would happen to me. It does happen and I think it's more common than we think. I would have just hated to not speak up on a situation like this and it actually lead to something else where it's too late to even voice what was happening. I've got mascara on my lid, Olivia. When my skin is fairer like this, I like to just stick to a lighter lip shade. Now I'm going to be taking my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lippy, popping that all in the center. I'm going in with this Gloss Boss lip gloss from Mecca as well, and I'm just going to be putting a little bit of gloss on the top. I've just put the lashes on. I'm going to go fix my hair and come back and show you guys once my hair's done. Okay guys, I am done. I just cut curtain bangs. I let into my impulses. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial / story time. Peace and love to you all. I'll see you next time.